welcome to Old Time Knits. This is episode 34. Today is June 6th. That's wrong. Today is June 9th. I'm podcasting on a Sunday today. It's a very dark and dreary day here, so I'm hoping that my lighting is okay. It seems a little dark and off, but anyway. My name is Marie. I'm coming to you from central New Hampshire. This is my channel where I talk mostly knitting, sometimes crochet, but all about my love for all the fiber and yarn and knitting content. So if this sounds like something you would enjoy, then come on in and let's get started. Alrighty, I forgot to say you could find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Old Time Knits. And if this is your first time here, welcome. And if it's not, welcome back. Thank you for your support and for always coming back to see me. I really appreciate it. So today I have a lot to talk about. I haven't been here in, I think, 6 weeks, which is a lot. Life just got busy and got away from me, I guess. I do have a lot to talk about. I have five finished objects, 3 works in progress, a few acquisitions, and then some fun lifey stuff at the end. So and also I wanted to talk about what I'm wearing again. I was wearing this in my last episode and it was hot off the needles. This is Trillium Lake by Kay Hopkins, and the only reason I wanted to talk about it again is last time I had trouble with it staying up on my shoulders, so I went back and picked up all along the neck edge and decreased, I think, over 2 rows. I think it was about 12 stitches, and it is absolutely perfect now, and I can wear it and it doesn't bother me. It's just exactly what I was looking for. So I'm super happy that I went back and did that. So anyway, on to finished objects. My first was a work in progress in the last episode. Pair of socks, 2 of them. I'm gonna put one down. These were my car knitting for a while. This is a gift knit for my daughter-in-law for Christmas. Getting my Christmas list banged out. These are DK. They are on a US 3.25 millimeter. I do most of my socks DK. I love them. They go so quickly. This is a 48 stitch. And I do have information on everything I have done on my project pages on Ravelry. The yarn that I'm using is Woolens and Nosh. This was a monthly subscription club, and it is on her High Twist DK in the copper rose color. 100% superwash merino, 243 yards to 100 grams. Super nice yarn. I know people are always fussing about, using superwash, just no nylon, and because they're a gift, it just didn't bother me all that much. I don't know. I just want to use up my stash, but this colorway is beautiful. Michelle does really nice yarn. So that was finished object number 1. Okay, finished object number 2 is another pair of socks. Aw, aren't they cute? Do you have a pair? These are not the right blockers for these, really. These are a pair of socks for my granddaughter, Annabelle. She is 10, and I just decided to I always do shorties for them. DK, US 3.25 millimeter. They are a 40 stitch count for her. And I decided to do a ribbed sock this time to see how they fit and see if they actually make a difference for her fit. I'm going to take it off the blocker for a second so you can see what it looks like. Yeah. I did a test knit for Kari from Dark Lake Fiber in my last episode, and it was the Essential DK socks, and that's basically what I did for these. So yeah, super happy with them. So she picked out the yarn and she wound it. And unfortunately, when she did that, geez, I have a tangled mess. Oh boy. Sorry. When she did that, she lost the ball band. So I am not sure who this dyer is for this yarn, but I think it might be Freckled Whimsy. I am not sure. But anyway, that happens. They get in all their excitement, and I have no idea where the ball band went on it. But she'll be so excited to have these. These are not for Christmas. I try to make them socks throughout the year, and so she'll be super excited that these were done. These were my car knitting after that first pair, and these go so fast, and especially the shorter ones. So I just do 10 rounds on the cuff and 12 rounds on the leg, heel flap and gusset, and then however many inches for her feet. So yeah, so those are done. I'm pretty excited. So 2 FOs down. Sorry, get rid of all of that. Gosh. For some reason, there's just an excess amount of yarn with that. I don't really know. All right, my third finished object is really pretty exciting to me. I just threw this on the needles for a break, if you will, you know, something easy and simple and mindless. And I actually threw it on the needles a day or so before we wanted to leave. We were leaving on vacation for a few days, and I thought, wow, this is a great project to take along with me. So here it is. I have a hard time finding out which side is right side and which side is wrong side, but here it is. So it's a little shawlette, if you will. So this is a pattern by Judy Jewell, the Autumn Acorn. And Judy gave this as a free pattern to her Patreon members, and I am a member. So it's not on Ravelry, unfortunately, but I just wanted to show it anyway. It is such a cute little pattern, and I love these kind of scarves or shawls or whatever you want to call it. I did one quite a few years ago from Espace Tricot, and it's very similar design. I wear it all the time, and it's getting worn out. So I'm going to put this on for you so you can see it on. Super cute little, I love these smaller ones that aren't so big and bulky up around your neck. And yeah, so that'll be a great throw on for next winter. So I'm going to talk about the yarn. I used a couple of different yarns. So I used partially an Advent. I had a DK Advent, and that's what this is. And this color here, which is my main color in between everything, is Yarn Ink. And it is on her Classic DK in the steampunk color. Such a beautiful color. I've had this in my stash. I think I got it last fall, and that's what that is. And then this color I don't have the ball band for, but this is Palmer Yarn Company in her DK, and that is in the toffee colorway. And so this took 2 100-gram skeins. Obviously, I have some left over. I didn't actually weigh them, but then 2 mini skeins. And in order for the mini skeins to work, I alternated them. I started with this one and used this one here, and then used the rest of that one, and then used a little tiny portion for the end. So it really came out super, super nice. I'm so happy with it. It was such an easy knit. So this is knit on a US 6 4mm needle. My problem was that I cast this on and I was hoping to take it on my trip, and I couldn't stop knitting it, so I had it done in 2 days. Ended up not taking it on my trip after all, but what a great little knit. So that was super fun. So if you would like the pattern, you should go check out Judy's Patreon. And she has very reasonable small membership amounts, so it doesn't cost you too much. And she's so appreciative of people joining her Patreon. So yeah, so that's number 3, finished object. And number 4 was a test knit for Anina Houthi, whom I love. She's adorable. So Anina has a podcast on here on YouTube, and she is Annie Houthi Knits on Instagram. I'll put the information on the screen. But this is her latest design, and I did the small version. So this is called the Swavilla scarf, and I don't say it like she does. She says it so good I could listen to her say it a million times. But anyway, there's also a shawl version of this. It's still in testing. I'm not sure when it's scheduled to be released, but it was such a fun little knit. So you start here and work your way down, and it has this awesome texture on it, which was super easy to do and super fun to do. And mine is a little smaller than I think it should have been, because it can't quite get it to, I can just barely tie it under my neck, which is kind of a bummer, but I'll figure something out with it. But it's super cute. And it was a fun test knit. I love test knitting. I had never done this stitch before. And then it has a fabulous little I-cord bind off, which just adds so much to a project. It was lovely. So the yarn that I used is right here. This is Plucky Knitter in her Primo Sport base, which is 275 yards, 75 superwash merino, 20% cashmere, and 5% nylon in the barn door colorway. For my main color. This yarn is so soft and squishy. So nice, sport weight. And then I also, for the contrast, I used the same Plucky Knitter. And this is in, I think it's called Duck Egg. What is it with me losing all the ball bands lately? Honestly, I think my craft room is kind of a disaster right now. All right, I was going to see if I could see what size needle I was on. I'm pretty sure it was a US 6 4mm that this is on. So I don't know when the release date is. I think it's pretty soon. The shawl version is quite a bit larger. But what a fun little knit, and this, again, you know, would make a great gift for somebody. Next time I would pay more attention to the length on mine and maybe do a couple more repeats. I thought maybe I could block it a little bit more, but when you do an I-cord edge, you're limited on your blocking. So maybe that's why I tend to have trouble with I-cord edging being too tight. But on the other side, Anina worked into it a way to make it a little bit stretchy, and look at it, still has plenty of stretch. I didn't need it to stretch that way. I needed it to stretch this way. So, and I did get some length out of it, but not quite what I needed, but that's okay. It was really a fun test knit. So I will keep you guys posted when that is released. Be on the lookout. It's a great little knit. It was very interesting and very engaging, and that was great. So, all right, that was finished object number 4. Finished object number 5 is a sample knit for my local yarn store. And I do have a video for this, but I'm going to show it too. So this looks so bright on camera. This is called Stevie, and it's by Elizabeth Smith Knits. And it was a super fun knit to do. Easy. So it is cast on with, you cast on the back, then you do the fronts, and then you join in the front, and it just creates a little bit different neckline on it. Not really all that different. It was a very unusual construction. I had never done that before. And then, you know, you knit stockinette and raglan increases, and it has the shorter sleeves. But as you go down the body, once you split for the sleeve, as you go, you do these increases along the side, which, let's see if I can, it's really hard to show. I'll show it in the video, I think. There we go. And you're actually increasing in there in that panel, so it causes it to have an A-line shape. This is not my size, or I would show you it on body, and it's quite cropped actually, surprisingly, but it was a lovely knit. So the yarn that I used, I think I'm on 9 US 9 5.5 millimeter needles for that. So the yarn that I used is Barocco Remix. Hang on. Come on. Here comes the pesty one. She's knocking my camera all over the place. Sorry about that. So the yarn is Barocco Remix. It is a worsted weight. It's a combination of nylon, cotton, acrylic, silk, and linen. And this is color number 3950. It's quite a bit brighter on screen than it is in person. It's really quite a lovely autumn color, if you will. So that was very, very enjoyable. And this is the second time I've used this yarn, and it's pretty nice. I think it's all right. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not really a super huge fan of knitting with all of these cottons and linens, and I don't know. I really feel like I'm struggling a little bit with gauge on them, and I don't know how much space there is for them in my wardrobe. I don't have a job where I need to, you know, dress up or have business attire on. So this one that I have on will fit because it's pretty, you know, casual, and that's pretty much what my whole life is, pretty casual, if you will. So anyway, I used 3.5 skeins on that. This is all that was left of the final skein. Here's Molly, in case anybody is looking to see her. She's being a pest over here. What else can I tell you about that? I did the size large, which was a 42-inch bust. And yeah, pretty easy knit, pretty uneventful. It was very unusual in that because it's an A-line shaping, you know, usually once you get to the split for the sleeves, you know, you have the same number of stitches on your needles going down the body, and this was increasing, and so I did have to pay attention quite a bit, and it was increasing stitches instead of the same amount. So that was a little tedious. By the end, I was like, all right, already, can we just be done? I can't remember exactly what I did. I goofed on the yoke and had to rip back a few rows. Honestly, I had the worst time in May trying to focus and keep attention on my projects. I don't know, I was working a lot of hours, and that is not the only thing that I had to frog. So it was a little frustrating. But anyway, it's done, and so now I will return that to the yarn store. All right. Let's on to works in progress. I had this as a work in progress in my last episode, and it's still a work in progress, and I will tell you why. So first of all, I am knitting the Sea Haven by Jennifer Shields Toland, JST Knitwear Designs, And I'm just going to show it to you. Here it is. I've got the, I've got the yoke done. Such a pretty yoke on this. So this is not the one that I showed in my last episode. The one that I showed in my last episode was on silky wool, which I loved the yarn very much. But I felt like my gauge was whacked out and I messed up. I misread the pattern and did the repeats wrong. And so I had quite a bit of the yoke done and I had to rip it back. So then I recast it on, and the yarn that I'm using is the remix again, because I had used it a couple of times. I felt like, oh, this might be a nice summer version of this. And it is color number 3921. They only have color numbers. I don't know. I think it's a sage. Anyway, it's a worsted. They classify it as a worsted weight. I would say it knits more like a DK. So this is the second time I've knit this. I knit the yoke to this point and it was huge. Like way too big on me. And so I ripped it back. One of my friends, hi Jan, suggested I rip it back and do, you know, one less decrease, or back to one less round of stitches. And I did do that, and then got it back to this point again, tried it on, and it's going to be just fine. My problem is I'm so over it right now. So it's been sitting, and I definitely will get back to it. The whole group of us that are coming to the Winter Woodland Retreat are knitting this, or some of us are knitting it, and some have finished it, but for me, it's I'm over it for now. I needed a little bit of a break from it, so I have put it in a basket and set it aside, because after the third time of knitting it, I was just so frustrated with myself. Again, I don't know why my focus was so off, only that I was excessively busy and working a lot of hours. So I think that might have been what contributed to that. So anyway, it gave me time to finish up the sample sweater and all of the other finished objects that I had. I got them all done, and it was good. So I will go back to that. I have it as a work in progress because I don't want it to get put aside for too long, but I just needed a little break. So that is that. Okay, my next work in progress is a half finished object, and it is a sock. Look at this, so pretty, right? Okay, this is a fingering weight. What? I had this skein of yarn, and I have been looking at it and decided to just cast it on. Anyway, it is, I do have my second one well on its way. I'm on the heel. And I am just using a little random mini from my stash for the contrast color. But here is the yarn. It has so many yummy speckles on it. It is so good. So the dyer is Leap of Faith Yarns, and this is her fingering weight sock, 75 merino, 25 nylon, 437 yards, and the colorway is Pastures of Peace. So it is so beautiful. This is going to be a pair for me, and the reason that I do not enjoy the fingering weight so much is I have a big foot. this is a lot of knitting here, a lot. And they just seem to take forever. So that is why I do the DK. However, I have a pair of socks that I have had for probably 4 years in a fingering weight, and I did this same thing on them. I don't have a pattern. It's just every 4th row, knit 3, purl 1, I think is how it goes. And so it makes it a little bit of a design, but I didn't have a specific pattern. But anyway, I'm so impressed with how they have held up and how they have worn. Not that my DK socks haven't worn well too, but I just really enjoyed those socks, and I decided I should probably, some of these really special fingering weight skeins, I mean, I don't want to give them away. I don't want to necessarily get rid of them, but I wouldn't put this in a shawl for myself or anything, so I decided I'd cast on a pair. And this ought to make Nancy over at Knit Sip happy. Talking to you, Nancy. Oh gosh. But anyway, so I am well on my way to the foot. It's a long haul on the foot, but I like when you have a 4-round or a 6-round repeat of something, because it really makes it seem like you're progressing nicely. So I do my socks on Magic Loop. This is a US one, 2.25 millimeter needle. This is a 64 stitch sock. And that is about all I have to say. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having those done. And I do think that I will pursue casting on another pair. Like I said, I have some really, really great single skeins of yarn, and I was so excited about this one. I couldn't wait to see how it knit up. It really knit up beautiful. So I will probably try and cast on another pair. Might take me a while because I have DK socks calling me. But anyway, okay, so that is work in progress number 2. And then my final work in progress is a new cast on. And I literally just cast this on yesterday, I think it was, or the day before. My husband and I took a vacation, and I will talk more about that when at the end in my Lifey update thingy. But anyway, so here it is. It's a little cardigan, just very simple. This is called Romance, and it is by Tricot Designs MCL. Marie Christine Levesque is her name, and it's a very simple design, but I'll put a picture up. I like it so much because it has this ruffle, gentle ruffle around the collar and the neckline, and the button band. It also has balloon sleeves, which I'm not sure I will do them that balloony, but anyway, I just liked this design because it was a little bit more feminine and a little bit more styling to it. It wasn't so basic. So I decided to cast it on. It's a DK weight. It's a 20 stitch gauge, and I am on a US 7, 4.5 millimeter. And the yarn that I'm using, I got this yarn at a place when we were on vacation. Sorry for the crinkling. But it's called, can you see that? Heavenly Yarns. And it's in Belfast, Maine. Adorable little shop. We went there last year, and I did have some video footage last year that I shared of the shop. Super cute little shop, and the ladies are so nice there, so helpful. So the yarn is Plymouth Yarn, Miradoris. Beautiful yarn. She had a sample sweater in store. So I got to see it knit up in a sweater, and it was fabulous. So it is 36% baby alpaca, 36% fine merino, and 28% mulberry silk. And there is 131 yards on 50 grams. And this is the sea salt colorway. So this has, you can see it's like a barber poling kind of a look to it, which is what is so nice with this color. It's a creamy color, and it's not super noticeable. So it just is really knitting up so nice. And I have to tell you that I'm going to be in love with this sweater. It is so soft. See, it has a little bit of, I hope you can see that in my horrible lighting today. It is so soft, and it's going to be so comfortable and not hot and not heavy. And I am beside myself with excitement. So I haven't been able to stop knitting on that one, which is why the Sea Haven is still in the bucket over there. I think it's okay to do that sometimes. You know, sometimes you just get to a project and you just need a little bit of a break from it. It's okay. I'm taking a break from it. Anyway, this design I super love, and I have really decided that cardigans are where it's at this year for me. I haven't done that many. At the beginning of the year, I did do one cardigan while we were at our knitting retreat, our winter woodland retreat, and I love it. And but I didn't have the opportunity to wear it all that much, because by the time I finished it, it was not cold enough to wear it. It's a little bit heavier. I did it in a fiber company, woolly wool, and so it's a little bit hotter. And so I was looking for a little bit lightweight one there. So yeah, that is my final work in progress. And I'm happy with that. I'm anxious to have my fingering weight socks on, and I do have a pair of shorter socks on the needles for my car knitting for my other granddaughter. And those will probably be off the needles soon. So anyway, I will probably cast something else on soon. It did require some yarn. So when I did a test knit, in my last episode, I showed the socks. It was the DK Essential Socks by Kari of Dark Lake Fiber and Dark Lake Fiber Art. And I decided to go check out her yarn. She does yarn, and she also does fiber for spinning, which someday maybe I'd like to learn to do some spinning. My problem is I find something else that I want to do, and then I just hear the knitting calling me in the background all the time. I guess I'm an obsessed knitter. I don't know. It's my favorite craft to do, and I'd like to expand out and do some other things, but I don't know. I just keep coming back to knitting, so I guess I can't hate myself for that. Anyway, Kari has online presence, and can follow her over on Instagram and stuff. So I purchased some DK yarn from her. So I got 3 different skeins, and this is one of them. There's her label. And it's DK weight, and it's 75/25, which is nice. It has nylon in it. And this is the Wildflowers colorway. That's her information there. So that was the first color that I chose. Wildflowers, that was a great name for this one. Look at the colors in this. So I think that's gonna knit up to be a really fabulous pair of socks. And the next color that I got is Cotton Candy. Super cute. So I thought maybe one of the granddaughters would like socks in this. Love it. Kari's a sweetheart. I really enjoy following her on Instagram too. And then the final color I got, because I love green so much, is it forest? Oh, pine is the color. So it's just a basic deep green, although you can see it has different shades and tones in it, and this will make a great pair of Christmas socks. So yeah, that was what I got from her. Really happy with those. And other than that, I don't think there's anything else I purchased. Alrighty, I think that I am on to the life chatter stuff. So if you were just here for the nitty content, then thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next episode. And if not, if you want to stick around to hear what we've been up to, then here we go. So we took 4 days and went to Maine. Sorry. We hauled our camper and we went up on Penobscot Bay. This is the second year we've done that. Last year when we went to Searsport Shores Campground. And when we went, it poured buckets from the time we left to the time we came home. And this time, it was a whole different ball game. The weather was amazing. And I have lots of video footage, so I will be sharing that with you so that you can see the beauty. Our campsite was overlooking Penobscot Bay, and literally there was a deck that we could just sit on and just suck it all in. It was amazing, amazing. And on the first day that we were there, we went into Belfast, and that's when I went to Heavenly Yarns. I had been there last year as well, and loved the little store. And Helen and Cheryl are just so lovely and fun to talk to, and so helpful, and just all the things. And we also visited the Cashmere Goat, which is in Camden, Maine, which we also visited last year. And again, the ladies are lovely, and we really enjoyed our visit there. So that was the first day, and then we spent the afternoon sitting, enjoying the overlook. It just was so pretty. Later on that evening, we did go find, it's a walk along the harbor into Belfast, and it is amazing. You cross the harbor and then walk all along the boats, and it was a mile walk one way, and we walked into the Belfast area, and we found a lovely little pub and had a nice little dinner, and then we walked all the way back. So that was very cool. And then the following day we took a trip to visit the historic site of Fort Knox, which was so interesting. And again, it was just beautiful, beautiful clear skies. And then we went to Acadia National Park, which was amazing. Again, I'll have some video footage to show you of the views. It was stunning. We opted to just drive the entire loop through Acadia as opposed to walking trails for this particular time, and it was just amazing, absolutely amazing. You just don't even realize the beauty that's out there. But to be able to visit that was really a treasure. So that really was about all we did. And we did in between that, I did some knitting, we did some relaxing, we walked on the beach. It was a well-needed rest for both of us. This is the first time we've had any time to regroup, relax since last October, and when my husband had his heart attack. And so it was just what the doctor ordered it, if you will. So we were so happy to be able to sneak away like that, and I hope that you will enjoy the footage that I have to share of all of those things that we did. So all right, everybody, I guess I'm going to sign off now. Thank you so much for joining me. I don't know when I'll be back. It's summertime. It gets to be a little busy. We've got some camping trips planned with our grandkids, and lots of fun things happening. So hopefully sooner rather than later. So until the next time, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you. Bye.